Folks, let me tell you a very good thing. One way or the other, Trump is on his way out. He is 80 years old, and his body and mind are saying, we are done. This is all too much. This corrupt convicted felon, pathological liar, convicted abuser of women, orange conman and grifter, living on a diet of equally repulsive McDonald's burgers, is a disgusting human being. So we are done. We quit. And that, it's not deniable, my friends. It's visible every single day. But no matter what, as I explained in this video from last week, if in 2028 1/3 of the American electorate do the very same thing as in 2024 and not even bother to vote, then there will be another Republican president. And he will be at least as bad as the orange American conman. Because until things are changing drastically in the US, every Republican president of the future will be put into his position by the powers behind the Project 2025. We'll follow their doctrine and further institutionalize Trumpism in the US. That means the next Republican president will be a Trump. Because Trump is not a name anymore. It's a synonym for corrupt, grifting, pathological, well, just read the first paragraph again. So, if the Republicans win again in 2025, there will be another Trump. And Mark Carney, our overqualified Prime Minister, just added another gigantic section to the wall that will protect Canada from Trump's America. Folks, for decades, Canada has been like the one friend who always gets stuck with the diner bill. Our biggest customer, the United States, has called the shots on our economy. But that is about to change. Because Mark Carney just unveiled a massive, jaw-dropping $200 billion plan that completely rewrites the rules of the game. It's called the Canadian British Columbia Cooperative Prosperity Agreement. Now that's a mouthful. So, that agreement isn't just a bunch of construction projects. No, it's our nation's geopolitical survival strategy. And what does that look like? Well, we double our exports outside the US. This is how we take off the apron and stop being a kitchen helper. This is how we become our own boss. Stick around, because this changes everything for us north the border. So in this video, I'm opening the curtain on what it means for every Canadian. We look at, first, where does our US dependency actually came from? How selling almost everything to the US left us vulnerable. Second, Carney's strategy on how we build strength at home to act with credibility abroad. Third, the brick-and-mortar mega project and export power. The huge investment in pipelines, ports and power lines that will literally move our resources to the world, but passing the United States. And fourth, the future financial independence and global cloud. How we are escaping the US dollar grip and building a reputation as a global leader. For most of our lives, Canada has had a major blind spot. We sell roughly 75% of our goods to just one country. It was easy. We had a great relationship, but no one ever thought that there might be a problem down the road. So it turned into a dangerous dependency. When the Americans sneeze, we catch a cold. When they slap on tariffs and decide to play hardball with trade, our economy gets a whiplash. We were essentially the world's biggest convenience store for the US. But they set the price. You know what? I'm gonna try that at Superstore this weekend. That path just wasn't cutting it anymore. It left our families and communities exposed to the whims of US politics. As Carney pointed out, being at the mercy of a superpower isn't a strategy. It's a huge risk. So, what's the big idea here? Mark Carney, a guy who has run central banks and seen how the global economy works, has a vision. He's convincing middle powers, countries that aren't superpowers but have serious muscles, to stick together. He says we need to build strength at home to act with credibility abroad. So, what does that mean? Well, it means we can't ask for a seat at the big boys' table if we are empty-handed. By injecting 200 billion into our infrastructure, we are not just building stuff. We are building our credibility. Suddenly, Canada isn't just a dependent neighbor. We become a reliable partner with energy, critical minerals, and the stability the world is craving. We're getting our elbows up, ready to negotiate, ready to lead. Alright, folks, let's get into it. Let's get into the nuts and bolts. This isn't just talk. The Canada-BC agreement is a massive investment in getting our goods to the world. First up, it's the pipeline power play. We are talking about ramping up the Trans Mountain Pipeline to move more Alberta oil to the Pacific coast. And here's the smart part. De-respecting the North Coast tanker ban, which means any new pipeline has to take the southern route, ensuring BC gets its fair share of the royalties. Well, I'm very happy about that. It's about getting top dollar for our resources in Asia and not just selling them at huge discounts to the US. Then there is the money for the Port of Vancouver, a $10 billion upgrade to the Roberts Bank terminal. That is a game changer, my friends. That's like widening our country's front door to unlock billions in new trade capacity. And don't forget the Green Deal. You know, the stuff the orange American conman hates so much? Oh boy. $3.5 billion is going into the North Coast transmission line to power remote communities and massive mines. We're talking about expanding the Red Chris copper mine to boost our national production by 15%. Oh, and Carney is fast-tracking major LNG projects like LNG Canada to Kitimat. That's how we power the world's transition with clean energy. So, what does it all mean for the future? It means escaping America's big thumb and its dollar dominance. While Europe is building a digital euro to challenge Visa and MasterCard, Canada is pushing forward with our own financial backbone, with Interact and real-time rail. We are modernizing our payment system to ensure our financial sovereignty. We want to control our own money, not just piggyback on an American system. All this makes us rock stars on the global stage. Leaders already quoting Carney's speech about middle powers. Suddenly, Canada is seen as the go-to alternative, not just political, but economically. This plan makes us secure, and together with rebuilding our military, it makes us independent. And it is the reason why, for the first time in history, Canada's true sovereignty is not only achievable, but sustainable. This isn't just an economic plan, it's our declaration of independence. Folks, this is a great time to be Canadian. For too long, we were the quiet neighbor. Now we are building a nation that stands on its own 2 feet, securing prosperity for our kids and grandkids. This is our moment, and it happens right now. If you are as fired up at this as I am, please smash the like button and subscribe. I'm going to keep you updated on every twist and turn of this story. Here's my question to you. With your eyes set on Asia and Europe, what non-American product do you think will become Canada's next iconic export? Let me know in the comments below. So my friends, keep your sticks on the ice and Carney on. Thanks for watching. I am Wilfried Lemkuller with Europe Curious. where we don't just repeat the daily headlines, but open the curtain so you can see for yourself what's really behind it. See you in the next one.